Yes.
That's what we'd suggest.
Then I will call to order the May 10th meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency. May we have a roll call, please?
Agency members: Friedman.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chairman Manukian.
Here. Can we have the report, please?
The agenda for the May 10th, 2011 regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, May 5, 2011 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. We don't have minutes for the last meeting?
Oral communications.
Next, please, yes.
Oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the agency may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for investigation and report.
Thank you, Mr. Milano.
Redevelopment Chair Manukian and members of the Redevelopment Agency. My name is Herbert Molano. For many years, I don't know precisely how many, at least I think since 2004, I had been advocating under various different opportunities to see if the Redevelopment Agency could fund adequately the expansion of the parkland on Central Park. As you all are aware, the city did use some of that redevelopment money for the expansion and the improvement of the adult recreation center. My hope had been that we would allow sufficient amount of parkland out of the remaining 2.5 acres there, so that the redevelopment agency could pour money into that and create a much more expansive park. I know that some of you went with me to actually walk through that area. And the concepts that I had brought back then, before your election, Mr. Najarian, if you recall, and with Mr. Quintero, we went out and walked the area, and it was pretty much agreed that the deficiency of parkland could be addressed through redevelopment funds. And I checked other cities to see how they use those redevelopment funds, and many of them are pretty aggressive at using redevelopment fund for parkland. I don't think we do as well as some of the cities do. And it is my opinion that this last segment that you have now available, that includes the alleyway and the parking that's available there, could provide the additional passive parkland open space that the city needs. Last Friday, I had a short, brief meeting with Dave Ahern to see if he could provide me and help me take a look at what plans were now available with regard to the expansion of Central Park. He said he couldn't actually show me the plans because they're all digital, but that he could actually draw it out for me. And according to that drawing that he made out in pencil, there's going to be less parkland as far as I can imagine it. More areas for drive-through, parking on the sides. Basically, we are doing away with the available green space that a parkland should provide. And it is my hope that the city would revisit the opportunities that you do have for this one last contiguous space of of land that you already own. And it is my hope that perhaps you would look at the possibility of putting underground parking, provide 200, 300 parking spaces if that were possible, and then provide the parkland and promenades and gardens and so forth on top of this area. We need parkland in different ways. We need parkland for physical activity, for people, kids and youth to run. We need parkland for grandparents to take their kids and, have a place to enjoy an afternoon. But in this area, these contiguous recreational planning areas, we are simply in an incredible deficiency, and this area is our last opportunity. So I'm coming to speak to you so that you can perhaps revisit the idea of creating a true Central Park, especially now that you can segue this park with the entry to the Americana at Brand, and perhaps you can use some of that redevelopment money that you have not spent yet and basically put it for that use. Years ago, I had made a discussion with then Father Shea of the Catholic Church. And at the time, he told me that he was planning an expansion of the parking that he needs for his church, and that he was willing to trade land or whatever. He's got some land there south of Colorado. That he would be willing to trade something with the city and jointly participate if that opportunity came forth. But that would take care of some of the constraints that we have. We have a banquet hall that uses the parking, the city-owned parking. But if we have underground parking, that would take care of their needs as well. If you don't want to, should we say, make additional constraints to the Royal Palace banquet hall. But I think that combination of underground parking and promenades and parkland and green space on top would help reduce the deficiency that we now have in Parkland. And it's my suggestion that the redeveloping agency, instead of putting more money into other projects, that you revisit this as an opportunity to create the type of green space that we all need. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't have any other cards. Anyone else wishes to speak? Can I have the plans for that park? I'm not familiar. I know the adult recreation center was built, but I don't know what the plans are for the green space next to it. If I could have the plans, I would appreciate it. Either plans or drawings in terms of the park.
We don't have those yet.
Don't have those? Well,
It's the future.
Yeah, you do have something. You have the plans for the balance of the green space, and there was also a conceptual design that was done back at the times that you were looking at the ARC of potentially someday eliminating the parking along the alley and along the library. So we can provide you with those.
The concept plans.
Yeah, the concept plans.
Some years back.
Yeah, they were long-term.
okay. Next item, please.
At item 6A, Director of Community Development, regarding appropriation of funds and change orders to professional services agreements related to the agency's ongoing town center obligations and expansions. At 6A1 is a resolution appropriating $170,000 to provide funds for the Oliver, Sandifer, and Murphy contract and potential future consultant legal services. 6A2 is a motion approving change orders for Kaiser Marston Associates, Inc. in the amount of $10,000 for a total contract amount of $920,000. 6A3 is a motion approving a change order for Stradling, Yoka, Carlson, and Routh in the amount of $15,000 for the total contract amount of $552,000.
Thank you. Report. Staff.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Redevelopment Agency, Philip Lanzafame, Chief Assistant Director of Community Development. The first item that we have for you is a $170,000 appropriation. This is work that was done on behalf of the Redevelopment Agency by a legal firm exclusively for eminent domain representation. The dollar amount is available in the contract. It needs to be appropriated to the town center account to actually pay those invoices. These are the last two that are noted here. It was Rite Aid and Just Tires. We settled those. And so we've concluded all of the acquisitions for the town center Americana brand. The other two are change orders to our professional services contracts. Your policy has been anytime a contract exceeds $50,000, whenever we add to it, we bring it back to the redevelopment agency. These are dollars that we would like to assign to these contracts for use in augmenting both the city attorney and staff for pre-development and legal representation on transactional detail. Some of this is ongoing with the Americana brand project. I should note that both of these contracts and the amounts that were given to you, the total amounts, were entered into in 2001. So the dollar figure is an accumulation over the last 10 years. If you have any questions, staff is here.
Any questions? I have questions. On item 6A1, 6A2 and 3, you have the total contract amount. Why don't we have the total contract amount on item 6A1?
6A1 is an appropriation to the account. It's not changing the contract amount.
It was 2 litigation cases, I believe. Just Tires
Correct.
Goodyear was one, and the other was Rite Aid,
Right.
as I recall. the
Correct.
goodwill claims.
Okay, and the $170,000, I went and looked at account 240-701-51145. I couldn't find the account in the budgets. I couldn't find a town center account. I found capital projects in Area 1 account. Was it Area 1? Was that what it's called? In Project Area 1? On brand? Central Project Area? I found that. I could not find the account that you have allocated it to in the motion that you have, as well as there's $140,000 that you need, and $30,000 is potential additional expenditures. Why are we allocating for potential additional expenditures as opposed to the actual amount that you think you're going to expend?
We have some additional, well, we have ongoing work with the Americana brand project, and so these would take care of any additional appropriations.
Do you
we think.
anticipate any additional appropriations?
We are currently going through the expansion project, the Americana brand expansion project, and then annually we have a review of reports that they give us dealing with our participation in the project performance and also the parking.
Okay, and the total amount being allocated is 195 account. It's being allocated from an undesignated fund balance. Do we know what the undesignated fund balance is? How much is there in there that we're allocating?
I don't have the number
Okay.
handy.
Right. Could someone get back to me with that account number?
The account number for the undesignated fund balance?
No, the account number for the town center project?
701-51145.
Yes, and also the balance on the undesignated fund balance account as well. Okay, thank you. Is there any other comments? Is there a motion?
Move 6A, 1, 2, and 3.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussions? Roll call, please.
Agency members Friedman.
Yes.
Najarian.
Yes.
Quintero.
Yes.
Weaver.
Aye.
Chairman Menuchyan.
Yes. What is next?
Agency member or staff comments.
Yes, none. We don't have any new business. Can we have a motion to adjourn the regular redevelopment agency meeting, please?
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Next is